Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, the West Coast had a moment. I ain't gonna say the West Coast. Kendrick had a moment. He felt like he revived the West. Yeah, he revived it for a minute with the song Not Like Us, and he was beefing with Drake and all of that. He brought the energy, but revived. Everybody else didn't capitalize off of it. Everybody else didn't. But I ain't here to talk about that though. I'm here to talk about West Coast hip hops. West Coast hip hops. West Coast hip hop has always had the shortest runs in hip hop history. You feel me? And that's just the truth. Sorry, you can feel some type of way about it. You can agree, or if you don't, hey, welcome back to the channel anyway. It's your guy, Baldhead Tech. 4 wings and fries. For me, hit them likes and them subscribes, notifications, and bells, buttons, whistles, and horns. Do whatever you got to do to stay notified for these vibes, because I'm back in the building with an immaculate feeling. If you don't know what this is, you're dumb as shit by now. You need psychiatric evaluation to get your dome straight. It's no Condoms Media, by the way. Yeah. West Coast, shortest runs in hip hop. Hip hop was created around 1973 in New York, in the Bronx. And it has been prevalent all the way up until maybe about I say the early 2000s, when Cash Money, No Limit really like jumped it off. No Limit was like the shit before like Cash Money. I'm talking about mainstream, like pertaining to mainstream. No Limit was the shit before Cash Money. Master P was dropping albums after album after album. But that's the South, and we're gonna get to that because the South did have something to say. But how long was the West Coast run? Yeah, you had legendary artists like Ice Cube, Ice-T, E40s, the Too Shorts, and everything like that in the 80s, but they wasn't prevalent. They wasn't dominating the airwaves. You feel me? It wasn't like, yo, this shit is ours. We got it locked. You feel me? So all those times in the 80s when you had those West Coast rappers and everybody else was out, the sound was still predominantly East Coast. Now, 95, they had Source Awards. Andre 3000 said, yo, the South got something to say, and you bitch ass niggas gonna listen. It took a couple years, but like around 2000, all the way up to between 2000 and 2005, you started to notice the shift. And then the South, like, kind of been like running shit till this day. 2025, it's more Southern driven. The music is Southern driven. The people are more from the South. The rappers from like below the Mason-Dixon line. Like New York and up top rappers are not really excelling like that. Except for one by the name of Joey Badass right now. But I'm going to say something about him a little bit after I get finished talking about how the South then came up and then swooped the shit up for the past, 20 years? The South then had it for 20 years. New York then had it for about 30. We'll see what happened in the next 10. Who knows? You feel me? Now, back to this West Coast having a short run. When was they real run? I say early 90s, from when Snoop first got into here. Because NWA was cool and the whole world loved NWA, but at that time still, East Coast rap was prominent. So I say when Snoop came in, that shifted everything. It was West Coast time. When, yeah, and you don't stop. 187 on the undercover cop. When that came out, we gonna act like that motherfucker just ain't falling. Like, you ain't even see nothing. That shit fell by itself. Anyway, we gonna keep on talking. Like Snoop said, it was 187 on the undercover cop. I hope it ain't no motherfucking ghost in here. And if it is, please, I'm cool with ghosts. You feel me? I'm cool. Don't bring no negative energy in here, because I will get to burning some sage. Y'all seen what just happened. But anyway, 91 Snoop, deep cover. And then Snoop, he was like dropping the singles. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Licks on their nuts and suck their deck. Yeah, like Snoop was like, Snoop, everybody fucked with Snoop, even the East Coast. When the East Coast started like playing like a lot of Snoop heavy shit, that's when they start getting their run. And that's when the Doug Pounds, the Nate Duggs, a whole lot of corrupt RBX. That's when you start getting more familiarized with the names. And I'm pretty sure y'all can think of more names that I can think of right now. I was drawing a blank about a whole lot of West Coast artists, the exhibits, everybody. I don't have the names. I ain't got them jotted down right now. But you know, all the West Coast names, they started going on a heavy run. And I say that run lasted briefly. I say from about 91 till shortly after Pac died. Till after shortly Pac got murdered, that's when that shit started settling down. The East Coast, West Coast beef wasn't like that no more. You feel me? Dre, Snoop, and Pac was like the leaders, the forefront of the West Coast. And then once he passed away, it died down. Dr. Dre left Death Row, started his own label, and there wasn't no more superstars left. Nobody really could carry it. I think that may be the West Coast problem. They don't have a lot of superstars or a lot of starting members, should I say. Like motherfuckers that's really like frontline. East Coast got more like frontline people that's willing to carry over the culture for their coast more than the West. And I don't want to make this sound like I'm talking shit or talking down in the West. I'm just like thinking out loud at this point, because like if I'm wrong, y'all need to comment down below, because the West Coast did have a short run. Only maybe about 7 to 8 years. Only. East Coast had it for about 30. It looked like the South was going to have it for another 30. So who going to have it for the next 30? You feel me? I don't know. But like I said, West Coast has had the shortest run. And I like the West Coast music. And like I said, back to the Kendrick shit. He destroyed Drake in the battle. People out there C-walking, they out there B-walking, they out there Hoover stomping, they grooving, they doing whatever they got to do. West Coast is being put back on. West Coast is loving it. Everybody dancing. And just because of this one damn song, not like us, the West Coast saying they back. They back. That's just one person. Y'all got to bring out everybody. Y'all got to bring out some more artists. Like, where the West Coast artists at? And pardon me for my ignorance, but I don't see no new West Coast artists out here representing the West. And you know the West Coast like to do their sound. They like to make it sound like they records are from the West Coast, which I do love. The different sounds that let people know what demographic you from, what part of the United States you from, and all of that. Like, it's supposed to have a sound. Not everybody sounding alike. Now you can't tell where the fuck people is from. But anyway, I'm just rambling on, just saying some shit that I feel need to be said. But yeah, Kendrick, he had the song Not Like Us, and the West Coast was up. He put some West Coast artists on his new album. His album went up, but nobody else really gained from that. Nobody else. Joey Badass throw some shots. I don't really necessarily know how that started. If y'all do, let me know. But Joey Badass threw some shots, and some people threw some shots back. Particularly motherfuckers from TDE. And I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't ugly. I mean, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. It got ugly. Now, I'm not saying in a violent type of way. Now, I'm not saying like it was like super heavy, like war driven, like they really going at each other. It was friendly bar sparring, you feel me? And I like it. Just to show who got the bigger war chest when it comes to capabilities with the ink pen or the pencil, whatever you use. Or some of you young boys don't use either. Y'all like to type shit on your phone, or they like to say they freestyle shit, but some of y'all need to be writing. But that's neither here nor there. I just say Joey packed up everybody. And then everybody on the internet saying, yeah, Joey packed up the West Coast. I can't really say the whole West Coast, but the way y'all carrying it, yeah, it do look like the whole West Coast. Reason, TDE, everybody from TDE, he done called up and he done basically smacked them up, and like he done really like whipped their ass on a track. Like, you feel me? Joey went at Reason. He went at Daylight. He went at some dude that he called Ash Cheek. Now, I don't even know how to pronounce his name correctly. I don't even know how to pronounce his name because you done fucked up his name. Now, once a dude do that to you and got everybody thinking about your name fucked up, how are we supposed to continue on to try to give you support when your name Ash Cheek? That's all I'm saying. So, Joey Badass then quickly shut down all that West Coast shit. So y'all done had a run for like one more year that Kendrick done gave y'all. Nobody else really did it musically. Kendrick and Mustard done gave y'all one more year, and then here comes Joey Badass shutting that shit the fuck down. The West Coast run is over once again. Hey man, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think of this video. Am I tripping? Pardon me. Which y'all probably think I am. But I don't give a fuck. There's no Condoms Media, and I'll holler at y'all next time. You feel me? Yeah.